Alright guys, I am back with my WWE Money in the Bank 2013 predictions. And looking at the card right now, I have to say this looks like a pretty promising show just based off the All-Star Money in the Bank ladder match itself. And then you have the World Heavyweight ladder match. I mean, these two matches are going to determine who WWE is going to push throughout the rest of this year. Theoretically, I mean, then you have cases like Dolph Ziggler, so that's not necessarily always the case, but for the most part, it does show that WWE has faith in these guys, whoever they give the briefcase to, and I am looking forward to seeing what happens on this pay-per-view, just with those two matches alone. The rest of the card looks okay. You have the pre-show with the Shield versus the Usos for the tag team titles. I think the Shield's going to go over here. Should be a good match. I think these four work well together, and but I think it's obvious the Shield's going to win. AJ Lee versus Caitlyn. I think AJ's going to find a way to retain her title. Caitlyn speared her on Raw, and she's really been laying AJ out lately, chasing her away. So I think that AJ's going to retain here. Curtis Axel versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title. This one seems pretty simple too. Curtis Axel's going to win. Plus, he lost his first match on Raw, so they want to keep him strong. The Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight title. You got Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Sandow, Ambrose, Fandango, Swagger, and Cesaro. I would be happy if Barrett won. I'd be happy if Cesaro won. I'd be happy with a lot of these guys, but I think it's going to be Ambrose. Just looking at the names here and who WWE's really been behind, I don't really see anybody other than Ambrose that they've been doing anything with. So got to go with him. I don't know what's going to happen with the Shield. I hope WWE keeps these guys strong. I hope they don't get pushed to the side just because the Bray Wyatt family's debuted. They need to keep both teams really strong. Maybe lead to a feud with these guys. Who knows? But I definitely see Ambrose winning the briefcase. Chris Jericho versus Ryback. Could care less about this. There's really no build at all. Ryback's been complaining. Jericho's been making fun of him for complaining. That's about it. Either way, this doesn't matter. But I'm going to say Ryback wins. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan versus Orton versus Sheamus versus Christian versus Kane versus RVD for the WWE briefcase. I'm going to go with the rumors on this one that they want to do Daniel Bryan versus Cena at SummerSlam for the title, and Daniel Bryan wins the briefcase. I hope that's what happens. I don't see any point in putting the briefcase on any of these other guys. You got Punk, who's already won it twice. Orton doesn't need it to get over. Sheamus, my God, I think he's won more matches than anybody else this year, apparently. So he definitely doesn't need the briefcase. Christian, it would be meaningless. Kane, meaningless. And RVD, they really don't need the briefcase on RVD. He's going to be over no matter what they do with him, especially in Philadelphia. And they should just use him to put the younger talent over. So really, Daniel Bryan is the obvious choice to go over in this match, and even though he's also won it before and he's won a lot of matches this year just like Sheamus, I still think Daniel Bryan doesn't have he's not quite at Sheamus's level as far as just being over with the fans and being believable to where he can just beat anybody. I mean, you watch a Sheamus match, you know that son of a bitch is going to win, but with Daniel Bryan it's up in the air, and that's what makes it exciting. So I think Daniel Bryan really needs to get that briefcase to really push him to that next level and go into a angle with Cena at SummerSlam. Del Rio versus Dolph for the World Heavyweight title. I think AJ Lee is going to cost Dolph the match here, and Del Rio is going to retain. That's the way I see this one playing out. I don't think they're going to take the belt off Del Rio this soon. It's going to be a great match, but AJ is going to cost Dolph the title, leading to their split and Dolph turning babyface completely. Then you got John Cena versus Mark Henry for the WWE title. This could be a good match here just because they did have that awesome segment with Mark Henry acting like he was going to retire and then laying out Cena. They've had some okay build. The promos haven't been that great, especially the one on Raw this past week, just because John Cena is so freaking annoying. Sometimes he's okay and I can deal with him, but on Raw this week he was just so freaking stupid I couldn't take it. And it really hurt the build for this, for me personally. He just wasn't taking it seriously like he always does. And I think John Cena's going to beat Mark Henry. I wouldn't mind Mark Henry winning, but if the plan is to do Cena versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam, then Cena obviously has to win the match. So it'd be cool for Mark Henry to get a WWE title run. I thought he did a great job with the World Heavyweight title when he was champion, but yeah, I think Cena's going to beat Mark Henry here. So that is, let me double check. Yep, that's Money in the Bank 2013. Should be a good show. Ladder matches should definitely deliver. Then you got Curtis Axel versus The Miz, which should be alright. Del Rio versus Dolph, I think, is going to be a great match. And then The Shield versus the Usos should also be a great match, but it's on the pre-show, so kind of sucks for those guys because you know they're going to bust their ass. But yeah, it should be a decent show. And AJ versus Caitlyn can be a great women's match. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that one. You never know with those, but sometimes they're good. I think the last match they had was really good, so I can't... Was that at Payback? I don't even remember, but I know they can work well together. But anyways, those are my predictions for the pay-per-view this Sunday. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts and predictions on this pay-per-view in the comments, and thanks for watching.